What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Tuesday evening's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. Now, this video is going out about half an hour before I go live at 8:45. So if you want to come and join us tonight, we'll go through all of these stories in far more detail, including the big claim today made that Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah's contracts have already been signed, and that Trent is the reason they haven't been announced. So we're going to go through that in more detail, and I'm going to fly through all the news surrounding Liverpool Football Club over the next few minutes. As I've mentioned, we will be live, so come and join us for a more in-depth analysis. But for right now, let's get stuck into it because we have a lot to go through. As always, though, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button as we're pushing on to 300,000 subscribers. Right, folks, let's get into it. Loads to get through. We're going to start off with confirmation of Jayden Dan's loan move to Sunderland. That was announced today. Also, the news that he signed a new contract at Liverpool Football Club. He does have a bit of an injury concern at the minute with a back situation, so he's going to stay at the AXA Training Centre, get that sorted out, and then he'll go and join Sunderland for the remainder of the campaign. I think this is going to be a good fit for him, and I wish Jayden Dan nothing but the best. Looking forward to seeing him back in a Liverpool shirt in the summer. Now, the transfer window was closed, as we all know, and Manchester City have been the biggest spenders of it. But an interesting point is Manchester City's spend of £180 million is more than the rest of the Premier League combined, which goes to show you how difficult it was for clubs, or how many clubs just couldn't extend or get players in during this window. So Manchester City, £180 million spent. The rest of the Premier League, £177 million. Liverpool, well, you know the answer to that. We don't need to talk about it. Ben Doak was absent from Middlesbrough's defeat, which means that it looks like he's going to be out for a little while with an injury. So we'll keep you up to date on that one with Ben Doak. The good news around Trent Alexander-Arnold, by the way, and his injury concern is it looks like it will be a matter of days and not weeks or months with that one. There's an aim to get him back for the Merseyside derby against Everton coming up next Wednesday. It looks like he'll miss the game against Spurs on Thursday and probably the Plymouth Argyle FA Cup game, which, let's be honest, he probably wasn't going to be involved in anyway. So that's good news. That was confirmed earlier on today as well. So James Pearce of The Athletic has said it was part of the club's strategy to sit tight during the January transfer window rather than a case of the owners being unwilling to spend. There will certainly be summer signings, according to James Pearce and many other journalists. He said what areas need bolstering will be heavily influenced by the outcome of the contract sagas involving Van Dijk, Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Contingency plans have been drawn up for all eventualities. And look, I'm somebody that's been very critical of the transfer window from Liverpool Football Club, or recent windows, but it is always reassuring to know there is a plan A, a plan B and a plan C. And whilst of course I hope that our plans are after we see the contract extended, it's good to know that the club have every eventuality planned for, because quite simply it gives them nowhere to hide in the summer transfer window. So let's wait and see what happens. Also, James Pearce said those craving the sight of Liverpool buying from a position of strength this winter were left disappointed. But internally at the club, there are no regrets. They didn't see a need for reinforcements. It's not my place to say whether that is right or wrong. I think that will be figured out over the next few months. For me, I understand it to a certain extent. I disagree with it, but I do understand where they're coming from. Arne Slot has got a lot of players back now from injury as well. We are in a very good place at the top of the Premier League, and maybe they do have players that they can only get in the summer. So the window is closed now. We all have to give it the benefit of the doubt whether we agree with it or not, because there's not much else we can do right now. But let's wait and see what the summer brings. Now, what we do have to keep focusing on is the contract situation, and more on that to come in a moment. So David Lynch and some other Liverpool journalists have been speaking about Miguel Gutierrez of Girona as somebody who's been looked at as a left-back option, as well as Milos Kerkez. Now, obviously, Girona is part of the City Football Group, and I believe with Gutierrez that Real Madrid still hold an interest, and by that I mean a sell-on clause or a buyback option in his deal. So keep an eye on that situation. Once again, that's Miguel Gutierrez of Girona. A little bit more on him to come in a minute as well. David Lynch also speaking said Saudi along with AC Milan are expected to return this summer for Darwin Núñez, when Liverpool will be more open to being closed off in the experiment that hasn't quite worked out. So Liverpool again, as we've mentioned, likely to move on Darwin Núñez in the summer. Now, We spoke about lots of stuff so far, but what we haven't spoken about is Liverpool's confirmed business in this window. Incomings, nothing as we know of. But outgoings, Pideluga joined Fluminense on a free. Tom Hill moved to Harrogate on a free. Calvin Ramsey, Kilmarnock on loan. Stefan Bajcetic, as we covered last night, went to Las Palmas on loan. And Cade Gordon, Portsmouth on loan, as well as Jayden Dan's confirmation today going to Sunderland. Kieran Maguire, football finance expert, put up a post today to talk about Premier League transfer spending in the 24-25 season, and Liverpool are at bottom of the pile with the least amount spent, £34.7 million. As I said, bottom of the pile, top spenders, Brighton, then Manchester United, Man City, Chelsea, Aston Villa and Spurs. And for what it's worth, we've spent less than Everton, Newcastle, Leicester, Fulham, Palace, Wolves, heck, everybody. I'm not saying this for any reason other than it was posted, and Kieran Maguire is a football finance expert, so I just thought I'd bring it to you guys and see what your thoughts are. Now, shirt numbers available for Liverpool signings next summer was a piece posted by The Echo, but I'd like to just call them out on one little mistake. So they listed off all the squad numbers, and they included number 18 there. I swear we have a number 18 at the club already, so they may want to have a little brush up on that one. They say number 6, 12, 13, 16, 18, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29 and 30 are all available. One of those is not available. Right, so Anfield Edition earlier on today put up an exclusive, and they say, we understand that both Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk have put pen to paper on new deals to extend their stay at Liverpool. Now, I have no way of knowing where they got their information, if it's correct or if it isn't correct. I hope, like everybody else, that it's very much true. One of the guys I believe involved with Anfield Edition, Laurie, LFC Laurie, on social media, if you're on there, said, this is not my exclusive, and I have absolutely no inside info, but I've been advised that the source is very reliable and wouldn't put his reputation on the line if it wasn't true. I believe this 100%. Now look, as I've said, I'm a big fan of the aggregator accounts on social media, and I would love this story to be true. Graham Kelly has also been posting about it, and he said, was done by New Year's Day apparently. Fowler said it best, done, but they don't want the Trent question. And that's what kind of winds me up about this one. I've got no problem with the contracts being sorted and kept quiet, but I don't understand the thought process of not putting the pressure back on Trent. He's free to make up his own mind, of course, and we still don't know what's going to happen there with Trent. But share the good news. If it puts pressure back on Trent, well, that's the game, isn't it? You know, he's got to make his own decision. But my God, I can tell you that the fan base would absolutely love to know that Mohamed and Virgil are going to be with us, and it would definitely calm me down. That would do me more than enough right now until the summer to just know that the plans for next summer will include Virgil and Mohamed Salah. Trent, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I hope he stays. I fear he may go. But truthfully, like I've always said, I don't know in the situation. But I do think it's gone on long enough that something needs to be sorted. Now, Transfer Sector have posted something that again holds Chelsea's one of Chelsea's owners, Todd Bowley, in a rather sketchy situation here. They said, breaking, a website co-owned by Todd Bowley is involved in the unauthorised resale of tickets to Chelsea matches and other Premier League games to foreign tourists. I don't know what to say here. Selling hotels to themselves is a bad enough look. Now flogging overpriced tickets to tourists from a website that he owns that is contrary to the rules of selling the tickets. I mean, I'll leave it for others to figure out, but it is definitely not a good look. And finally, a little bit of a more follow-up on the situation there with it. A more follow-up? I don't even know what that is. A little bit more a follow-up on the GUTIERREZ situation. So Football España reports that Arsenal, Manchester City, Bayern Munich scouts all ventured over to watch the 23-year-old this season. And Napoli's name has been in the mix as well. And Real Madrid could provide a stumbling block as they hold a buyback option and a 50% sell-on clause. So again, it looks like it's Kirkez and GUTIERREZ as the two serious options for Liverpool in the left-back situation. So right, as I mentioned, folks, you're hopefully watching this video early enough that you can come across and join us for tonight's late night agenda, which means I'm going to take tomorrow night off instead. Obviously, today was supposed to be the day off, but with this story breaking on social media today and a post that's had over 1 million views, we wanted to come on and talk about it. So I will see you at 8:45. Until then, drop a like on the video, let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch up with you soon. Much love, my friends. Bye-bye.